Hey everybody, it's a brand new freaking day. Woo! Here we are in April. Here's something. Things that make sense, things that's like, oh yeah. And things that don't make sense, like, nope, that makes no sense to me. That's what the program is like. You know, in my life, in all of our lives, we all want the same thing. We all want happiness. We all want to be on our feet. We want to feel solid and feel good about ourselves. So we come up with these ideas about how we're going to achieve that state of success. Now the deal is, I chased after everything in my life that I thought was going to achieve some kind of happiness, some kind of being solid. I chased after everything. You know, money, women, a business, jobs, relationships. I chased after everything that I thought would make sense. Drugs, alcohol. Even if it didn't make sense, at least I was able to feel good. And if I felt good, then that made sense. Kind of like drugs and alcohol. Like, shoot, I mean, how bad is that? That like, hey, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm lonely, I'm scared, and I do a little something. Hey, I feel better. I have this connection with the world. You know, I can talk to people, I can feel good. But inevitably, that turns into that two-edged sword that the other side rips our life to frickin' pieces because we become a giant disappointment. We become a giant failure. And then we go back into this mind bank and try to come up with something else that makes sense so that we can pull our lives together. This program, recovery, the solution, that never made any sense to me. That did not seem like it was gonna make any sense. It was weird and uncomfortable. And this 12-step method, like, you know, sometimes in this 12-step method of recovery, I wish the steps were written differently. Like, step 1, we kick ass and take names. Step 2, no one ever gives us shit ever. Step 3, conquer. I don't know, something like that. But in these steps, it says the first step is admitting you're weak and powerless. Like, what? That doesn't seem like, that's not inspiring. Step 2, came to believe in a power greater than yourself can restore you to sanity. First off, you're insane. Second off, your power sucks. You know, and then making amends to people, like going to people that hate my freaking guts and telling them, hey, I burned you, I ripped you off, I disappointed you, you never deserve to be treated like shit by me. Is there anything I could do to make it right? Like, nope, that doesn't seem like it's gonna, nope, that does not seem like it's gonna freaking work. That doesn't inspire me. But the deal is, I chased after everything that I thought would make sense. I chased after everything that I thought was going to work, and none of it did. None of it. I was a 42-year-old man with a black trash bag. That was all that I freaking owned in life. That didn't make sense. So the solution has to not look like something that I am going to like. The solution has to be something that doesn't look like it makes sense. It has to be. It has to be something that's completely freaking different. It almost has to look like so different that like it doesn't make any sense. And it turns out the thing that didn't make any sense turned out to be the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. I am solid today, and I had to walk through that humble beginnings, admitting my faults, checking myself, praying and meditating to the universe and a God I didn't believe in. Like all this weird shit. Something that didn't make any sense, something that didn't look appealing at all, going to meetings, sharing, talking about my feelings, turned out to be the greatest thing ever. So I hope that makes sense. Anyway, you guys, if you're having a rough time in the beginning of the journey and this weird method of recovery, 12 steps, doesn't make any sense and doesn't look appealing, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Just get on board and it's gonna be a freaking wild ride. It has for me, and 10 years later I'm still on this wild ride and I feel great. Anyway, you guys, God bless. Blessings of light and love. Namaste, Sat Nam, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Have a wonderful, awesome, abundant day of joy. We'll see you next time.